Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for clicking on another video. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I have to apologise for it being nearly, I think, 2 weeks now since making a video. I basically ran out of steam towards the end of August. I was running out of ideas for stuff to make. I had all the clips for putting some videos behind the talking, but I just couldn't figure anything out to talk about and everything. And work got a little bit busy and stuff like that, so that was sort of just taking up most of my time. But there's a little bit of content I can talk about today and stuff like that. And I'm going, whether or not I go back to every day or I go back to every other day, I think I'm going to try and push every other day just to try and get some content out for you guys. I want to talk about Season 5 Reloaded, which officially launched today worldwide and stuff like that. And I'll get a video up on the new Outbreak map Armada. Quick spoiler, it is quite enjoyable. A little bit frustrating in some bits, but it is quite enjoyable to play. I want to talk about the multiplayer aspect of it. With the release of the Vanguard beta, I believe is either this weekend or the weekend after, at the point of recording this, on the 9th of September. More than likely I will download it, more than likely I will play it, and I will try and record some content for it, because I've stayed away from it. I really have. I've tried to avoid all videos and stuff like that, because I want the experience to be what I see and everything. I mean, I see the odd clip, I just skip through it and stuff like that. The one thing it does look a lot more fast-paced than World War II did, which is a good thing. But the thing for me is the fact that I played multiplayer for the first time in Cold War for about 4 or 5 months with some friends of mine a couple of days ago, and I actually had fun. And I don't mean this in like a sarcastic way. I really had fun. And the reason I had fun is because we strayed away from the usual. You know, we normally just do hardcore modes where it's normally like Nuketown or Hijacked, or the really smaller maps and everything to make it more fast-paced. I get a bunch of kills and stuff like that. We move on. But we decided to mess around and play the party games and stuff like that. And we did play Double Agent. Wasn't really a fan when it's not you and a bunch of friends playing, because literally it made no sense. I do get the point behind the game, but it didn't work with a bunch of randoms and the 3 or 4 of us, I believe there was. And then we started playing other party games. So we were switching from gun game to one in the chamber, sticks and stones. And the footage that's going to be behind this and everything is going to be footage of that. And I'll tell you what, it was so much fun to play. You know, it reminded me when we used to play, well, about 8 or 9 months ago and stuff like that. One thing me and my buddies used to do all the time is we'd get about 5, 6, even 7 of us sometimes in a lobby in a custom game, and just play play party games. We play gun game, we play sticks and stones, one in the chamber, and we make it our own. You know, with gun game, if you get demoted, for example, you lose 10 guns rather than 1, just to sort of switch things up and keep making things fun and everything. And I don't know why it's taken me this long into the life cycle of this game to actually enjoy the multiplayer aspect of it. I was having some good games when we were playing multiplayer and stuff like that, but nothing amazing and stuff like that. Nothing to say like, oh, I want to keep playing this and stuff like that, because for some reason we just decided to play multiplayer rather than zombies. But with Season 5 Reloaded now and stuff like that, we've got Zoo being made into a 6v6 map. Demolition comes into the game. Whether or not I play a bit more and stuff like that, I don't know. I think mainly I might just want to stick around and play. If I'm playing with friends, I'm going to be playing a lot more party games and stuff like that. Like I said, I've messed around with zombies today and stuff like that, and it is pretty good. We have to see what happens there and stuff like that. Obviously, we know we're going to get another round-based map next month, I believe it is. I think at the beginning of October or the end of September, whenever it is, whenever the season ends. So that's going to be cool. There is a thing in round-based zombies which I will try and get some footage for as well to talk about, which is the thing that basically turns into like a cranked game mode, which could be really trolly and stuff like that. Me and one buddy know about this, and the rest of them don't. We've tried to keep it quiet just in case they haven't read it either, because we kind of just want to do it and scare them for it. But I think with the multiplayer, the fact that it has been a very underwhelming year for Cold War in the multiplayer aspect of it. You know, even when I was watching the CDL a few weeks ago and stuff like that, I mean, the guys that are playing are just unreal players, but even just watching that, it didn't look fun. Do you know what I mean? And the whole point of a Call of Duty multiplayer is it's meant to be fun. It's an action shooter and stuff like that. The whole point of it is just to take the piss. It's not realistic and stuff like that. But Cold War has felt really, really slow, and if it wasn't for the zombies having, replayability, Cold War for me will go down as one of the worst Call of Duty titles that has been released in, well, ever. I mean, hands down, my worst Call of Duty is Black Ops 4. Maybe I end up doing a tier list on that and stuff like that. That'll rile people up. But it's not as bad as Black Ops 4. But Cold War is a really... If it's just multiplayer only, then yes, I would be putting it right down low, because no matter how many operators you put in, it doesn't matter how many guns you make and stuff like that, the general basis of it is that Cold War's multiplayer has been very lacking this year, and the fact that it took this long just to have a party games playlist and stuff like that, this is kind of the problem what Black Ops 3 struggled with. When Black Ops 3 added party games, that revitalised Black Ops 3 a little bit, and party games should always be a game mode and everything that should be in the game from the beginning. You remember Black Ops 1 when you used to be able to bet on them. With Black Ops 2 they brought them all back, but Black Ops 3 didn't start with them. Black Ops 4, if I remember correctly, didn't start with them, and even with Cold War it didn't start with them either. It took them time and stuff like that just to release them, and it's like party games playlists give people the chance just to piss around and stuff like that, with their friends or just on their own and stuff like that, so they don't have to be playing with hardcore sweats and everything. I mean, I play hardcore, and honestly, it is just full of absolute tryhards and stuff like that. Some are very good, some are cracked, and then some you generally think they're hacking and stuff like that. But that's what party games are good for and stuff like that. That's why party games should be in the game from the very start. And I think I don't know why they do. I know they do it for content reasons and stuff like that, because they don't want to sort of take away from the main game, but I've got to tell you, party games are more fun to play, whether you're on your own or with friends, than playing 6v6, 3v3, 10v10 multiplayer maps and stuff like that. I think the one disappointment they can take this year is that Fire Team, or whatever it's called, has been a monumental flop. I have played it. It was very sort of meh, but they literally did nothing with that. Once Outbreak was released, then multiplayer really did get, just completely left out and stuff like that. It was just, nope, we're not really going to care anymore. We've thrown in a few old maps that we've remastered for you with Rush and Slums coming into it. Echelon was made, which is just a humongously big map. This should never have been made, in my opinion. And that's the same thing with Treyarch, is the fact that if they've got another mode, then they disregard zombies. With Black Ops 4, you had Blackout, and multiplayer really suffered because of Blackout. Now with this Call of Duty, they've got Warzone that's been into it. Obviously, Zombies had its own Outbreak mode and stuff like that. Multiplayer fans who are like, well, why should we continue playing this? And that's where you've got to have a party games playlist that lasts all year round and stuff like that. Launched with the titles and stuff like that. Launched with fun things like that, because that way then people will continue playing Call of Duty and stuff like that. They don't want to be missing out on that sort of stuff. I really hope that's what Vanguard does fix, is the fact that they do have a general messing around playlist from the very beginning and stuff like that, so that people have that fun playing. Because if Vanguard does go down the route of, it's just going to get boring multiplayer and stuff like that, then yeah, I want to play party games and mess around and stuff like that. It's as simple as that. But it's just, I don't know why it's taken nearly a year for me to enjoy a multiplayer. That's never ever happened. But multiplayer for Cold War this year has just been extremely poor, and I think the next game Treyarch make, they have to absolutely pull it out of the hat. It's got to have nothing to do with the Black Ops franchise, nothing to do with the World at War franchise. Literally make a brand new game and just do what you want with it. I don't want to see Woods returning, or Hudson returning, or Mason returning, Menendez returning. I don't want to see any of that from Treyarch's next game. I just want them to put out a game that they want to make. Nothing that is a quick cash grab, something that is going to take is going to be second best to Warzone or something like that. Just make a game that you are proud to call your own. That's the one thing I want from Treyarch. Because I think the last genuinely good Treyarch game was Black Ops 2. That's not to say I didn't enjoy Black Ops 3, because I did, but Black Ops 2 was the last genuinely enjoyable Treyarch title, and that was released 9 years ago. That just tells you something with Treyarch. They keep... I know Activision want them to make something, but they need to, at this point, take a stand and say, no, we don't want to make that, because we're ruining our credibility for it. I don't know, like, it's... I'm passionate about like multiplayer. Like, it's the one thing I've always played with Call of Duty and stuff like that. I say over the years I've slowly been more of a zombies player and stuff like that. But I love the multiplayer aspect of every Call of Duty. I want to give it a chance every single time. But when it's got no content or got no drive and it's not making me want to play it, then I'm going to refuse to play it and just be like, no, I can't be bothered. You know, me and my friends were comparing KDs and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, it's still technically a brand new account. I've only had this account since like April. After my old account got hacked and stuff like that. And I only had, before we played, about 17, 18 hours logged on multiplayer. My friends had 3, 4, 5 days logged on it. One of my mates had it, he was like, oh, my KD and everything, let's double check this. It was 0.63. Another one of my mates said, checked his, it was 0.58. And then we wonder where we get into really high skilled lobbies and everything, and we realise that my KD is 1.6. That is another thing that needs to be fixed for Vanguard, is the whole skill-based matchmaking for it. Because, yes, if I'm playing with them, I don't expect to play with lesser lobbies and everything, but they don't want to play with me and be like, oh, I'm going to have to get put with unreal players and everything that are just going to dick over everyone. There has to be a core balance like there was in the older Call of Duty. But matchmaking is another topic that can be about a 50-minute video, let's be honest with you. But I'm going to leave it there in terms of like a little comeback and stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think about Cold War as a whole. Like, what did you think of the multiplayer? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Leave a comment down below if you are excited for Vanguard. If you did like the video and got all this way, hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.